Hi everyone, how are you today? My name is Eileen and this is Divine Messages Tarot. Welcome to my channel. If you are a newcomer, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are a return visitor, you all rock and I appreciate your time as well. You subscribing and showing support, giving your kind words, it's just very inspiring, and it really gives me validation that I am on the right track with the messages that are coming through the cards, delivering to myself and to you as well. I've been absent for a couple of weeks, and I just wanted to say that it was a huge release for me. I had dealt with a very toxic person that really just infused a lot of hate into myself and another person that my karmic. Me and my karmic, we are good friends. We have 4 kids together over the last 20 years. And with that being said, we had dealt with a lot of just extremely negative energy that we had to deal with. And it has taken a little time for me to release that toxic energy out of my energy field. So with that being said, I really didn't want to do a reading. I took a step back. Excuse me, burping. Took a step back so I could not have any of that energy filter onto you guys. Now, I don't know why I'm burping, but all of a sudden I'm like, what? So pardon me. Okay, so today I wanted to dive into how the Divine Masculines are doing. I haven't talked to my Divine Masculine in a couple of weeks as well, just because, like I said, I have been dealing with a lot of toxic energy, and I wanted him, he has nothing to do with this, so I've really retreated and kept to myself. I really don't know how he's doing. I always hope that he's doing well, and I haven't done a reading on the Divine Masculine Collective as well. So I'm kind of clueless on what's going on in their realities as a collective. So you see here the cards that I have. I just got some new cards, except for these. I've had these for a little while, but I have purchased some cards that have just now come back in the mail to me. We've got the sexual or tarot sexual magic, tarot Illuminati, and then the Thelema Tarot. I think that's how she pronounces her deck. Every one of these cards are beautiful, and I figured we would start off with that. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Illuminati Tarot. I've already shuffled the cards. I've called in the archangels that I always resonate with, and I have called in the Ascended Masters as well to bless this reading, to bless you guys, and bless myself as well, of course. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into what we got going on here. I like to put these up on display in the beginning of the reading so you guys can see what cards I'm using, and then I don't have to type it all into the description box, and it's just very self-explanatory. Like I said, I've already shuffled, but I'll go ahead and give it another shuffle real quick, just to kind of, because it's a habit. And then we will go ahead and pull a 5-card spread, give us a little bit of a story of what's going on. I hope everybody is doing well. I don't know if I've said that, maybe I have, but that was on my mind again. So I wish you all love, light, and many blessings on this journey. The energies have been extremely high. I've been feeling very high vibration. We just came out of a new moon yesterday, and if you ever watched the Leo King on YouTube, he did an 1.5-hour special reading on the new moon and the energies that we're going into, and apparently we're going into a new portal. There is energy that is being closed out right now from, say, like the last 6 to 7 years. Actually, I think he said 2010. So whatever has been going on that started in 2010 and is now coming to a close. So those years have been, in my world, very challenging and very difficult. So how he described it is whatever wasn't working in your life is now going to be working in the right direction. So maybe, hopefully, you guys can feel that energy as well. I hope you set your intentions, and you know, we're all on a new journey. You know, the old door is closed and The new door is opened and we're all walking into a new beginning. So we have the first card here that has come out is the Nine of Cups. Okay, we can see that good. Nine of Cups is about dreams coming true, things coming together. Hard work is paying off, lots of emotions. Cups is all about the emotions, the affairs of the heart, intuitive feelings, dreams. And we have Two of Swords next, which is choices that need to be made. New card, so it's really, oh, okay. We have Four of Wands. The Temperance, and this is two cards stuck together. Sometimes new cards stick together, just want to make sure. Okay, so and then we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, this looks like a really positive reading. Bottom of the deck is Prince of Wands, if you can see that. I think you can. Alright, you can see that there, Prince of Wands. Okay, so we'll keep these right here. Alright, so the bottom, or what we're starting off with, is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a very positive card to start us off with. We are, it's all about blessings and dreams coming true, a welcoming time of happiness that is coming our way. Since we're discussing the Divine Masculines, happy times that are coming their way. It's a lot of satisfaction in his life maybe he is coming into right now, having all the best that life can offer. It's also being content with where you're at. He's got emotional satisfaction, emotional satiety. Wishes are definitely being fulfilled. So in his world, he has a lot of good fortune that he would love to share or is sharing with other people, laughter and merriment. There is also a lot of indulgence, I mean, and he is also counting his blessings. He is in a place where he is being surrounded by very good friends, and he has a lot of good luck on his side right now, so that is a really good place for him to be, especially with this new moon going off just yesterday. Today is Thursday, March 7th, so yeah, what a wonderful card to start off on. However, even when you're in this energy of having a lot of blessings and a lot of friends and support, and even in the financial department, you see that we're moving off into the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is just, it's all about choices and maybe perhaps having a hard time making a choice. Even in this good energy that he has, he's taking a pause because he has some decision making to do. He will be very supportive with his decision, but it still needs to be made. He's also could be at a crossroads at this time in his life, trying to figure out which way to go. Also, he could be fearing a decision. Even when he's in a good time in his life, there's a decision that definitely needs to be made. As you see here, she has her blindfold on. I'll zoom in just a tad so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You see that she has, mine's way too dark. Or way too light. Oh, my bad. Okay, so yeah, he could be at could be at a crossroad at his life. Definitely in a time of change. It is imminent at this time. There is a balance between two options that is being in his reality right now, that has come right before him. Something that he may be blind to as well. With this, I keep seeing this this mask that is on her eyes, and she's holding the swords. The swords of truth is what swords remind me of. Like Archangel Michael, he has his sword. It's all about truth and protection, and you see how she's protecting herself as well. She is also, or he, I apologize, I said she because of the card. He is also weighing his options at this time. There may be a lot of options that are surrounding him that he is trying to weigh out. The change in his life is very constant. He is in a huge amount of change. However, these changes are very good because we're starting off with the Nine of Cups. This is wishes and dreams coming true. So these are great changes that are in his life. Kind of feels maybe like a little bit of a paradox because some of the decisions that he has to make or that he may have to make with representing this card could be a difficult decision. He is also very still while everything around him is changing. So that's really good. It seems like he is not trying to make a rash decision. The decision and the crossroads that he is at has to do with the twin flame energy, the union that is wanting to come together. He feels this union. He sees her. As you see, the male here is bowing to the beautiful lady. He has her hand, as in he is respecting her. He is honoring her. He wants to give her a foundation of love and family celebration. He is thankful for this connection that they have. It is also a completion of a goal. So as you see, there is wishes, and if you come back here to the wishes and the dreams, this is something that he has desired for quite some time. However, when he comes to this crossroad, he has to make some decisions to push this to the union. He really has to get past this crossroad that he is in, this change that he is in, and he could be in the change to come into union with his divine feminine. It is also another result of manifesting his dreams. So this union that he is desiring is something that he has been dreaming of for quite some time. That true deep love, that true union that he's been searching for and also able to give. That is what his dream is, and he is in a place where he is choosing to manifest that. When you come over here to the next card, the Temperance is all about finding the balance in life. You're being watched over by angels. You're also being guided to find that balance, to bring elements together, to create a beautiful energy of what I see is balance. Let's get a little bit more reading on. It's also moderation. And it could be also telling you to avoid excess. Don't waste what is in the cups, pouring back and forth to create the balance in his life. He's also mingling with many different approaches, eclecticism, and there's flux, and there's mediation. So it's just about finding that balance in your life and bringing that temperance down and grounding yourself. He's also could be experiencing two worlds. As you see, she's got her foot in the earthly realm, but then her angel wings are still in the heavenly realm. The rainbow definitely signifies a lot of healing energy is taking place at this time. And the energies that is pouring from one cup to another is water. Water represents emotional balance and just emotions in general. So he is in a place where he's really trying to bring that into balance. He is finding a middle way, and he's bringing the unity of opposing forces to create something. He's bringing this together. Could be his thoughts and his heart is what he is trying to bring together to understand what this commitment is, or this connection is, because this is what he is truly wanting to bring together in his dreams, in his heart, is this union, is this true love. Who is this true love with? The Queen of Swords. Let's see here. Where is... Let's have those in another place. 1 second. Here she is. The Queen of Swords is an expression of idea, of ideas. There is communication. So he is definitely desiring to communicate this love that and desire that he feels. He's in a crossroads at. He wants to bring this to union. He wants to bring it into balance, and he really wants to communicate this. He is also teaching himself and nurturing his ideas within himself, and he may want to communicate this to his divine feminine. He is gaining wisdom from others, and he is also somebody who speaks to others. He could be a singer, someone who is in the public light. So there is something that he may be trying to shed light onto others at what he is learning. He could also be expressing to whoever it is that is helping him what he desires and trying to manifest them and that bring that into this world. He could be a teacher or a trainer. He is very intellectual, and he's extremely self-reliant in this time. He is somebody, he also has no patience for ignorance. He's very mentally got it together, so he doesn't have time for stupidity. He doesn't have time for no respect. He just doesn't have the energy to waste on any of that. He can be also in a place where he is just, his words are very cutting and right to the point. So there may be some communication going on with the old, trying to release the old, the crossroads here that could also represent two different roads coming together. That could be his past world that he has just been coming out of, and then the new world that he is walking into. So when you're in that place, you are still trying to release and resolve what you have been in and what you're coming out of from what is the past energy, which most likely has to do with any kind of karmic energy or anything that has been a block in helping him, or a block in with him moving onto his new path in this divine way towards his feminine, if that makes any sense. So his current situation right now is really involving the divine feminine. It really is, with the middle card being the Four of Wands. And that is a twin flame card. If anybody is familiar with any other readers out there, they all signify this as the twin flame card. It sets a very beautiful foundation. As you see, she is just, what a beautiful card. Wow. He is truly honoring her, and he wants to give her the love that she so deserves. And she has her arms open, and she has got her heart just beaming right at him, like, yes, I am here for you, and this is it. We are here together in union, and we are ready to make the next steps into this divine path. So that he really, I believe that he is aware of the situation, but he still has a few choices to make in order to step him on the new path, in balance, in harmony. So that's his current situation that we are dealing with the divine masculines right now. I'm going to step into the beautiful creatures cards, and let's see what shadow aspects that he is dealing with that maybe he is not expressing to his divine feminines, or perhaps anybody else in his life. Sometimes when we're going through a hard time, we try to internalize it, keep it to ourselves, work through it, and he may not be expressing whatever it is. So I'd like to ask the cards, or in Archangel Michael, what is it that he is, the divine masculines are having a hard time with? What shadow aspects are they dealing with at this time? I'm going to pull 3 cards for this particular question. What shadow aspects are the divine masculines dealing with at this time, Great Spirit? Archangel Michael, what shadow aspects are the divine masculines dealing with at this time? That one flew out. So the paranormal, I'm going to have to get the book for that one, you guys. Curiosity. So he's very curious. So maybe the curiosity is getting the better of him right now. Maybe he has got some paranormal energy around him. What shadow aspects are the divine masculines dealing with? Let's get another card. Not too many. Oh, there it is. So he's having a hard time becoming aware of something. That could be something that is at the Two of Swords energy right behind. That could be, that card is he's just not understanding something to the fullest degree. Maybe the connection that he feels between this divine union, he could be having a hard time understanding, really getting a grasp intellectually of what this is. Sometimes logically, men, divine masculines, not even just men, because I know it can go both ways, and so you don't need to write any comments about that. Take it as you want to. But the masculine energy sometimes needs to have a really logical understanding of what's going on so they can move forward and make a good choice based upon what they desire. So he could be in a place where he is just not understanding something, and that could be the crossroads energy of the Two of Swords. So then we have Mastership, Three of Pentacles. So these are the elements right now that he is having a hard time with. Let's put this one over here. This little one. All right, so I'm going to pull out the book for this one, because Beautiful Creatures Tarot by Lucy Cavendish has a tad different meaning to her cards. And the Paranormal card, I'm not familiar with that at all, so I'm going to go ahead and take a gander at what the Paranormal card is. And what number is that? I don't even think it has a number. Wow. Give me a second, you guys. See if it's back here. There's a couple of cards back here that I think... Oh, I think I see it. Here it is. Okay. Alright, so the shadow aspects of the Divine Masculine, we're starting off with the Paranormal, which is curiosity. I'm going to go ahead and read the upright meaning. In a reading, this card represents the dire need to figure something out. Things are a mystery to you, and you may not be able to solve it. There is a calling from the unknown that summons your attention. Follow it and see what you discover. A bit of skepticism clouds your beliefs, and you believe that you must prove something right or wrong, either or. Don't step on anybody's personal beliefs. So this is interesting. This is telling me that this connection, like I was saying before, that he, like with the Two of Swords, the intellectual part of it, he may not be understanding it. That really explains that to me, and it's bothering him. I think that's what that is telling me. And as we go into the Ace of Swords energy, that is new beginnings and intellectual understandings and being aware of something. So that really tells me that it's bothering him. He really doesn't understand. I think my cat's freaking out. Hopefully she'll stop in a second. Yeah, you hear? All right, I'll edit this out. So excuse me. Let me open the door. What's that? What's that movie? Emperor's New Groove. You're burning my groove, BB. You better go on and do not try to knock on the door. Okay? She has to eat all the time, and her nickname for me is Porky. And she is fine. Go on. Go. Go on. Yeah, go on. Thank you. Alright, so. I'm going to go ahead and read the reverse meaning as well, because we are looking at the shadow aspects of things. So let's take a gander at that. When reversed, this card implies that you are meddling too much in a particular area that should be left alone. You may find yourself poking around in someone else's business, or something or somebody is meddling too much in your personal affairs. Either way, it has to stop. That tells me that if they are dealing with a karmic energy of any kind, or there could be a business partner or somebody that is in their reality, is just too much going on, and they're meddling too much in their lives. However, I'm not really feeling that. I don't know, maybe you guys might resonate with that. What I feel like I am resonating with is more of the energy of they're really having a hard time understanding this energy. And it bothers them because they can't get a logical grasp of what this connection is. And if you all remember back in the day when we were just starting to understand this connection, and we were soul searching and Google searching, and what is this connection? Why can't I stop thinking about him? Why can I not stop feeling him? I believe this is where they're at in their lives. So because we realize that they are a little bit behind us. we are equal as twin flames, but as far as where we have walked in our past, we have definitely walked this. We awakened before they did, and that energy, that connection that we felt, it drove us crazy. It really did. Logically, we could not understand, what is this energy? Why can I not shake the feeling that they're right there? No matter how far away you are. So that is possibly where they're at, and they are not expressing this to anybody. They're probably keeping this within because it is not anything easy to explain. Yeah, and that really carries into the Ace of Swords energy that you see here. So let's get a gander at that as well, and just see what this particular book has to say about the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords here is a card that represents the thinking processes that are developed and in full motion. It says that his ideas are becoming brighter and more vivid and transparent. His mental clarity is at its best, and he now has the confidence to look ahead. Little by little, he is starting to reevaluate his situation and his thoughts. This is a time when he will need to stop self-doubting his intelligence and begin developing a strong mindset where nothing can hinder his thoughts or his ideas. The reverse meaning is when the card implies that he's going through a series of mental blockages that are preventing his ideas, his thoughts, and his flow. He is also overanalyzing the simplest things without probable cause. He is also overthinking things that are of no significance. So the reverse meaning has more of a resonating energy with this particular question of what are the shadow aspects in his life right now that he is not expressing to, especially the divine feminine or anybody at all. Yeah, so that's pretty intense, and that really flows. You guys can see it flows from one card to another. So here we are with he's having a hard time really getting a grasp of this. Maybe he's thinking, over obsessing about whatever this connection is, and it's kind of driving him crazy because he's not getting any answers to what this connection is. Perhaps he is starting to look for answers and he's getting overwhelmed with too much information. That could be another element to this as well for some people out there. So we're flowing this into the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is coming together to master a craft, to master some teamwork. It's also teamwork as well. So when you're in this Three of Pentacles energy, let's take a gander at the negative meaning of Three of Pentacles. Here we are. It says when this card implies, excuse me, let me read this again. This card implies not being able to handle obligations and duties. You don't work well with others. What you've worked for will fall apart due to lack of interest. Someone may be taking credit for your work, or you are procrastinating too much. So it really represents putting ideas and skills together to work for the further development of whatever the project is. It's bringing the team together to collaborate. It's also everyone comes together to share ideas and to really work out how to proceed in the next part of the path. It's also, he could be teaching someone or how things should be accomplished, and he also could be recognizing what does it say? His recognitions will be fully satisfying. So if there's in the question of being the shadow aspect, that could tell me that he is having a hard time trusting other people to work with him. He may have ideas or certain projects that he feels like somebody could take from him and claim as their own. When it comes to this divine connection, he may feel that he is in this divine connection, he may be feeling like he's having a hard time bringing this together, coming together as a team, coming together as a couple. Because when you have the Three of Pentacles, you're not supposed to be doing this by yourself. This is teamwork to accomplish a certain goal, dream, or idea. So that is definitely, and maybe some masculines have really retreated because of that, and you haven't heard from them because they're not reaching out and bringing this as a collaboration. So that is the shadow aspects of the masculine. Let's go into their desires. What are their desires? And I am using the Tarot of Sexual Magic. So let's see what we got going on there. I'm going to pull 2 cards on this one. What are their desires for the feminine, the divine feminine? What are their desires, Archangel Michael? Okay, we have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like he desires to communicate, to really get a good idea of this situation. In this particular Ace of Swords, you see that she is tying him up. Well then, maybe he desires to have the feminine take control for a little while. What are the desires of the masculine towards the feminine, Archangel Michael? We have a good start here with the Ace of Swords. So he is having a hard time with his becoming aware of something, maybe overthinking things, trying to really get a grasp of this situation. But his desire is to get a grasp of this situation. Way too many. Like 20 cards just fell out. We're not picking those. We'll be here all day. Okay, let's try that again. What is his desires, Archangel Michael, when it comes to this connection and divine feminine? So we have the 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups, and these cards are a tad bit different because they are on the sexual magic side. So we're going to go ahead and look at the cards and read off of what we see the art is. So you see here that the Ace of Swords, the man is being tied up by a dominatrix, somebody who is controlling, somebody, as you can see here, let's give that a little focus. There you go. So you can see that she's got her sword on the table. She has a pin and looks like what's something of a heart. He is tied up, but he doesn't look like he's in a bad way. He looks like he's actually kind of desiring this. Hold on, let me look at the card a little bit closer. Yeah, she's definitely tying him up. So therefore, and she's in control. If you can see, she's the one on top. That tells me he's desiring for the feminine to take somewhat of control of the situation. They are on a green setting, which tells me that this is something of definitely areas of the heart. That pin there that kind of looks like a heart, that kind of bothers me a little bit. So maybe he's been pricked and that's why he is in a submissive state. That is also could be another desire that he has, that he just wants to submit and kind of let go and relinquish control to this situation. It could be driving him crazy so much in the head, trying to become logical about it, that he's like, I don't even care anymore. Just let her take control of it. This is just what it is. But there definitely is an energy of a dominatrix who, what is the feminine, he is just wanting her to just come in and take over and just take him on and you know, express her power and her strength to him in a very sexually desired way. That he's been the one doing this whole time. Sometimes a man wants to be, you know, just come here and let me take you and let me give you what you need, and don't even fuss with me about it because I said so. However, there is a little element of Five of Cups, which Five of Cups is, you know, mental conflict. He's having some issues going on in his life right now. However, let's take a look at this particular card and take it out of the negative, and let's look at what his desires for the feminine is through the art of this card. And as you see here, she looks like she is on a pink sort of what is she on here? I gotta look at it up close. Like, it looks like a well of some kind of fountain. There is a sad face reflection in the fountain. He has the man has flowers that he wants to give her. However, she looks like, I can't tell if she is taking the flowers or is she giving them back to him. So he wants to give an offer to her. She is standing there or sitting next to the pink water by herself. So he knows that his divine feminine is waiting. Perhaps has been waiting and is a little bit on the impatient side, has had a just kind of right at the end of her rope, and he probably can feel that. And he is coming to her on bended knee as well. You can see he has a bag on his left shoulder. He perhaps maybe has stuff in his bag that he wants to give her. And if you see here, there looks like there's something that is of a flame there. I'm not sure. So that is the torch of the twin flame energy is alive and well, is how I would look at that. The reflection of the face tells me that there has been hard times that they have gone through. However, in this particular meaning of the card, and sometimes they actually have a little bit different meaning in this particular deck. So, and it's really small. It's not much that you can really go on. That's why I go on the art of the card and try to really bring out what it is that the energies are telling me in this particular deck. So let's look and see what this has to say with the Five of Cups. Pentacles. Okay, chalices. Here we go. Guilt. The magic of the glowing ember. The weight of the past and its consequences is always remembered, but must be left behind to break overly obsessive attachments. You must open yourself to adventure and freedom. So this is what he's truly desiring. He really wants to let go of the past, and he wants to open himself up to the adventure and freedom that this divine love has to offer. She is still sitting there, as you can see. She is waiting, and he could feel remorseful because he has not been able to be there for her until now. So this his true desire is to really get past what it is that he has been obsessive over, the attachments. Perhaps some karmic energy has been really attached to him, and he's had a really hard time trying to move on from that. And his true desire is to really get to his feminine and give her the offer of love, as you see the flowers that are in his hand. And the glowing ember tells me that her flame is still burning for him. So he has time to do this, but he really has to let go of the attachments that he is trying to get out of. So that is his desire. That is his true desire to do right now, is to get past that so he can proceed towards his feminine. That's absolutely beautiful, you guys. Really, really great. So now I'm going to go ahead and ask the Thelema cards about what is the best advice for the feminines in this particular reading that we have. Here we go. What is the best advice for the feminines towards the masculines at this time? I like to ask that question, and I know this is divine masculine reading, but I really like to get an idea, from archangels, from the universe, from the love and light, from the divine connection collective. What is it that is the best advice for the feminines in this particular situation? And we have the King of Cups. So I want to pull 3 cards for this particular one. So we're starting with the King of Cups. which is stand strong in your energy. Lots of emotions. King of Cups is very authoritative, very strong. That's awesome. We got 2 cards that fell out, so we'll go ahead and take that. Wow, 6 of Pentacles, which is give and take, and the Queen of Cups. Oh, wow. So the advice for the feminines is give and take with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. You can't make this shit up. Just like my girl from Hooligan 1111, go check out her channel. She's absolutely amazing. Her name is Melanie. She has a cup that she's going to be coming out with called You Can't Make This Shit Up, and she is so right. That's why I wanted to put 2 cameras so you could really get a good idea of how I shuffle the cards, and when they fall out, you see that that's what's going down. Okay, so I'm going to put these up here a little bit so you can see the bottom of the card as well. Let's see. Everybody can see that? We're doing good? Sweet. Alright, so King of Cups. Let's see what they say here. I have mastered all the lessons this chalice has to offer me. I turn my attention to other wonders. If you take this cup from my hand, will you do what needs to be done? The King of Cups wears ornamental clothing. He carefully balances the cup in his hand in a gesture of openness and giving. The white dove hovers above him, and a long fishtail curls up and around the pillar to his left. He has a splash of water coming out of it. The king's clothing has fish clasping to the chain link around it, signifying his preparedness to do what is right. The dove symbolizes his ability to rule truthfully and bring peace. The king's crown is made of gold and sits on his brow, connecting his wisdom to the realm of spirit. The king's underclothing, white tunic and black pants, gives him a hint of balance between light and the dark side of his feelings. Loyalty to those one loyalty to those one cares for, giving openly to others who need it, providing wise counsel, and releasing emotions with composure. So the white dove to me really represents the purity. So there's been, when you're in the king-like energy, you have done the work. You have gone through all the elements of growing and learning of how to be a king, from the Ace of Cups to the King of Cups is what I'm talking about. So the advice for the feminine right now is that you are prepared, and you are prepared to give advice, to reach out, and you are doing it in a pure way, and you're also very connected to the wisdom realms of the heavens, to be guided from your guides, your spirits, from his guides, his spirits. And it looks like to me that tells me that you are ready to give an offer. The King of Cups is the strongest of the emotional offer that there can be. It really tells me that the feminines have mastered the lessons of this connection. And it's time to turn the attention to other wonders, which is the divine masculine to me. And when you bring this into the Six of Pentacles, that is give and take energy. That is a balance of give and take energy, as you see here with the balanced scale. The 2 hands waiting to, and the one to give. And then you flow it into the Queen of Cups. Gaze into the cup with me. What visions and sight do you see? The Queen of Cups is all about empathy. She's going on her instincts. She's learning to control her emotions that swirl within inside of her. She's also balancing her moods. She could be scrying, and she's reflecting. It says here her crown is made of seashells and pearls that dangle and glow. She gently cradles the cup in her hand and gazes deep into it. Fish swim in the dark waters around her, and a water lily floats in front of her. An imaginary fishtail comes out of the wall behind her, coiling around and becoming more solid as it moves up the pillar. The crown on her head suggests illumination and insight. The swirling water in the cup reflects the swirling emotions that play out in the queen. She cares deeply about things and has not yet mastered her control. The fish in the waters swim around her feet, suggesting her connection to life and fertility. The lily suggests purity and a deep connection to the spiritual world. So we are really tapping into this spiritual connection right now when you have both the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And there is a true give and take right now. So the energy that I really feel is to go on your intuition. If you are feeling that you need to give, it is perhaps the time to do that, and you will be able to receive as well. I feel like the masculine might want you to give. Maybe the first one, he may desire you, because if you look here at the Ace of Swords in his desires for the feminine, he is wanting you to take control. And that tells me with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups that he may want you to be the one to start with the give and take energy for this divine union, which is the Queen and King of Cups. Wow. That's a super great reading. Are we really at 47 minutes? This may be a particularly long reading because I actually would like to do an outcome with my Gilded Lenormand reading, my Gilded Lenormand cards. If you can see here. Okay. Alright, so the outcome is union. Okay, 28 and 29 right next to each other. So this energy is coming together. This is the outcome of the energy that is happening in this current reading, the situation. He is desiring her. He is looking at her. She is looking at him. There is a true understanding, or he's trying to have a true understanding. You can see in his thoughts, or in his head right there, that he's really trying to understand this. It looks like he's like really concentrating on something, concentrating on his love, on this connection. She looks a lot more together with this energy. That really plays out well with where the divine feminines are with this current situation. But yeah, that's really beautiful. So we'll put those together like that. So that's the outcome of this energetic situation that the divine masculine is in. He is desiring her. She is waiting for him. You can see that the desire is there when he has his robe half on and half off, and his chest is exposed. His heart is open. He is wanting his divine feminine, and she is sitting there in contemplation. She is holding the rose. She is waiting for him, because it really does look like she's in a time of waiting. Wow, that was pretty cool. Sometimes I do that, and I'll pull the cards, and I'll get ready to shuffle them, and I'll look, and I'll be like, sometimes I'm satisfied with just what I've opened up, split the cards in half for, and that blown away on that. So can't make this shit up. Okay, so yeah, spirit message. Let's end this with postcard from the spirit, as you can see here from Colette Baron Reed. We'll go ahead and pull a card and see what they have to say to end this reading out. I just want one card, Spirit. I really appreciate just one card to end this reading from a message from the universe on this connection. The more so with this particular reading. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we have, there is always more than one side to an argument, two sides, if not more, to every story, and hundreds of ways to be right, be different, be at odds, and so on. Today, we suggest that instead of looking for differences, you find a meeting place of agreement and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. seek common ground to understand how another person thinks, or how an alternate plan may be laid out. Stay out of judgment too. Observe, discern, but accept that others have different stories, experiences, and journeys, and some people might refuse to remain open to another's point of view. No matter what, you've been presented with a great opportunity to explore a new way of doing things once common ground is reached. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. This is, yeah, it just has a lot of this energy with this particular card really tells me that things are very different for him, and it's something that has taken him by surprise. It's not common, and that's why he's kind of like, wow, I have to figure out how to observe this and discern it, and perhaps he could be getting a lot of guidance on his own side, and it's new guidance, so he's getting another point of view of this situation as well to help bring clarity to what this connection is. Alright, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. I'm feeling the energy is starting to pull back, and yeah, so there we go. That is the energies of the Divine Masculines at this time. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I just wanted to say much love and light, many blessings to you all. Thank you so much for stopping by, and your time is extremely valuable to me, so I hope you all resonated with this. If you didn't, come back again for another reading, and perhaps you might resonate with something. Sometimes they don't always resonate. This is a collective reading for the Divine Masculines, so yeah, that's just where I'm going to leave that. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Love you. Much love and light. Blessings as always. Namaste.